welcome to the King Moolah TV podcast. All right, y'all. It is a doozy today. Y'all know what time it is. If you don't, just check your local time, but over here, for people that know, it's time to get into it. That's what it is. All right. How y'all feeling? Y'all good? Y'all good? Let me just take some water really quick. Let me get some water. And then I'm going to come back just a little bit. Ain't going to take long, like, what? 5 seconds. All right. Nice, refreshing. Gotta refresh. Gotta get something refreshing because this is probably one of the most important topics that I feel like that encompasses this podcast and basically everything that goes on in this world, in this life. You know what life is. You know. So, without further ado, let's get into it. All right, so the topic today, let's get into it. It is spirituality versus religion. Okay? Now, before I even dive into the difference, some people like to think these two are one and the same. I've come here to tell you that they are not. They are not one and the same. They have never been one and the same. Especially since one has taken over pretty much the modern world of today over the past 2,000 years, you know? And it's all different kinds. If you don't know which one I'm talking about religion. Religion has taken over this world for over just about or over 2,000 years. So, there's been a lot of things going on with that. Let me get into the definition. So, before we break down before I tell you what spirituality is, let me break it down first. What is spirit? Okay, New Oxford defines spirit as the non-physical part of a person, which is the seat of emotions and character. The soul. Okay. All right. They have another definition. I don't think I need to say it. Oh, actually, yeah, I can say this one. The non-physical part of a person this is a sub-definition, regarded as their true self and as capable of surviving physical death or separation. Interesting. I didn't think they'll go in the supernatural for real. Wow. I didn't think that they would go there. But these are sub-definitions of the first definition. It says the non-physical part of a person manifested as an apparition after their death. Okay, a ghost. That's pretty much what an apparition is. And the last one I'm going to read for this first definition from New Oxford is a supernatural being. See, looks like we already tapped into the supernatural pretty early. It's only 9 o'clock. All right. So, should I give you the second definition? That's what I wanted to do. Let me see. Those qualities regarded as forming the definitive or typical elements in the character of a person, nation, or group in the thought and attitudes of a particular period. That's also what spirit is. It's not only regarded to as something that's supernatural, but pretty much how it ties into the behavior of either a person, a country, nation, or a group of people in a time period or at pretty much in a particular period. Yeah, so So they're pretty much defined by their moral characteristics and their behavior, their mental. How are they fending off their spirit? What's in their spirit? So that's things that you may or may have not heard, but if you've heard it, then you understand where they're coming from. Now, let me go to Merriam-Webster for spirit, and then I'm going to give spirituality right after. There it is. It was just there. What? Okay. Really? There we go. Trying to give me the airline. No, that's not this episode. All right. Merriam-Webster defines spirit as an animating or vital principle held to give life to physical organisms. Okay? Their second definition is a supernatural being or essence. Okay? Like what we said before. Now, their third definition is temper or disposition of mind or outlook, especially when vigorous or animated. So, their disposition of mind or outlooks, basically how they see life, or basically how their life affects them. Disposition of mind. Let me look what disposition is. A prevailing tendency, mood, or inclination. Okay, yeah. So behavior. So how they act more than likely goes into what their behavior is. Okay. Now, spirituality. Since I'm already in Merriam-Webster, let me give it that definition first. Okay. Something that in excuse me. Oh my gosh, I am really not saying it properly. Hold on. That's kind of crazy. Ecclesiastical. See, I was about to let the device pronunciate it for me, but I said it right when I typed it in. We don't hear it? Can't hear it. I don't know if you can hear it either. No, it's not picking it up at all. I guess it doesn't want to do it. Ecclesiastically? Yeah. Ecclesiastical. Okay. What happened? Oh, okay. I thought I didn't have a back button. I'm like, what's going on? So, something that is ecclesiastical law belongs to a church or to a cleric as such. Yeah, no. That can't be what spirituality means. Second definition is clergy. Third is sensitivity or attachment to religious values. Again, the quality of or state of being spiritual. There we go. That's what they should have started off with. The quality or state of being spiritual. Spirituality is the quality and or state of being spiritual. Because it is a noun, it's usually the state of something or the quality of something. So, what spiritual is of or relating to, consisting of the spirit, obviously, of or related to sacred matters, ecclesiastical rather than lay or temporal. Lay or temporal. What is, let's see. Temporal is, I believe it has to do with time, but let me look it up because I actually haven't dug deep to do that. But I like to define things as I go so that we're both learning at the same time. So of or relating to time, like I said, I knew it had something to do with time. I've heard temporal before, but I never actually looked up the definition. So of or relating to time as opposed to eternity, okay. Of or relating to earthly life, lay or secular rather than clerical or sacred. Lay. I know what secular is. Secular is like worldly. It's not specifically religious, you know. Oi. Okay. Lay is laity of or relating to members of a religious house with domestic or manual work, not of a particular profession, lacking extensive knowledge of a particular subject. So lay. Laity is Laity. So when I say lay, it's still Lay, but it's not the lay like lay down in bed. It's having to do with what I just said, anything around spirituality, but they're mostly pointing it out as something religious. See, I'm glad that they have these type of definitions, that they started off this way, because I'm definitely going to break this down for real, because a lot of people do, like I said in the beginning of this episode, believe that spirituality and religion is one and the same. I'm going to show you how it's not. There's going to be a history lesson involved, y'all. There's going to be a history lesson involved. Whoa, my goodness. I didn't think it was that loud. Wow. Wait a minute. I didn't think it was that loud. Sheesh. Okay. Probably gonna have to put that down. Anyways. So laity is the people of a religious faith as distinguished from its clergy. Second definition is the mass of the people as distinguished from those of a particular profession or those specifically skilled. Yeah. Pretty much having to do with religion or people of a distinguished faith. Yeah. Okay. Played an important role from the clergy. Let's see what clergy is. There's clergy. If you don't know these words, y'all should. At least because you might hear them, but you might not actually know what they mean. Look them up. It's not hard. Come on now. We all can do that. We all got phones. A group ordained to, this is the definition of clergy, a group ordained to perform pastoral or yeah, but it's not sacred. It's sacerdotal functions in a Christian church. Sacerdotal? Is that what that means? Let me see. Sacerdotal. Yeah, sacerdotal. What does that mean? Priest or priesthood. Okay, that's, yeah. So it's just more so I'm just guessing. I'm not going to dig that much deep into that, because this is definitely not what this episode's about. Not to get into deeper definitions. We can do that some other time, okay? Maybe or maybe not. I don't know if I want to bring that. I don't like I said, it actually, to my biggest point, I'm going to just say it now, and I'm definitely going to bring it back up later. I don't want, anybody who isn't of religious faith to feel like they can't have nowhere to listen, because there's a lot of religious mediums everywhere, and it's not really a lot for people who just don't believe in religion and who just need somewhere to listen to without their information coming with like a Bible verse or whatever religion that is taking over the airwaves that day. They just want to, get good information, be entertained, and not have to deal with, all of that. Have to deal with religion being mixed in somewhere. So, yeah. Now, can we get to, like I said, spiritual is related to sacred matters. It involves the spirit, and like we said, the spirit is outside. It was inside your body, but it remains after your body has decayed. So after it's passed on, the spirit never dies. The spirit is what's inside of all of us. Okay? So, spirituality. Let's see what New Oxford has to say about that. the quality, okay, of being concerned with the human spirit or soul as opposed to material or physical things. That's a nice definition. I could do with that. I don't know what Merriam-Webster was talking about for real, except for that last one. Their last definition was right where it needed to start. But yeah, New Oxford, they got it right as soon as I typed it in. So, now, spirituality has to deal with life. Now, my definition of spirituality, New Oxford is pretty good, but I'm gonna just make it just a little bit more broadened. Simplify it a little bit more. Spirituality deals with life. Okay, that's just what it is. It deals with life. Everybody is spiritual. Everybody has spirit. That is just what it is. Okay? Everybody has spirit. Our bodies are vessels. We are not our bodies. We are inside our bodies. So, with all that being said, spirituality deals with life. Everything that came with you since you were a child, a baby, and to however old you are now listening to this, all of that, everything that's happened to you, all your experiences, everything that made you who you are deals with spirituality. Now, a lot of people who were raised up in the church, I have been as well, whose upbringing has been in a religion, okay? It's a lot of people on earth that's been brought up that way. You were given a definition of a supernatural being or a deity. One would say God for most religions, for sure. But there's a lot of limiting factors to that. There's a lot of there's a lot of misrepresentation of the deities that you choose to follow or didn't choose to follow, that you were forced to follow, or you could choose to follow, or you've been taught to follow but not the right way in how you're supposed to get things. And what I'm saying is not really the right way. That's probably just a poor choice of words, but the way that it hasn't benefited like your outlook on life, that hasn't really opened you up to see life for what it really is. It's kind of just pacified you or suppressed you to actually living how you're supposed to live in this life. Everybody has a purpose on here in this world. So, without further ado, let me break down religion. Yeah, I'm just gonna define it. It's not really much to say. It's pretty straight to the point. So it's New Oxford defines religion as the belief in and worship of a superhuman power or powers, especially a god or gods. Okay? That's New Oxford. Let's go to Merriam-Webster. Religion. All right, Merriam-Webster defines religion as a personal set or institutionalized system of religious attitudes, beliefs, and practices. Yep, pretty much. Institutionalized is the key word. Institutionalized system is pretty much the key thing that is going to divide between spirituality and religion, okay? Now, time to go into this for real. Religion, like I said before, has taken over the modern day world for the past 2 millenniums. That's 2,000 years. If you don't know what millenniums is, this is stuff that you guys got to learn. I know the American school system isn't that good at all, but you guys still have supercomputers around you, even if it's not in your hand or your pocket, or there's still a bunch around you. There's still, for the most part, there's a bunch of resources around you to where you can find this information. You got libraries all around you. You got friends who got these type of things. I know you guys don't normally do that maybe when y'all hang out, but it's not a problem. It shouldn't be a problem for you guys to look that up as long as you want to, as you're curious. If you have a curious mind, you should definitely be looking this stuff up. Reading, there's books you can read, and reading is very, very important. It's very healthy for your brain. So I encourage you guys to read up. Okay, read up and understand. Try to get somebody to help you understand. Just hopefully you can be able to think for yourself if you are being told this stuff. I know there's a big thing where the school really doesn't teach you how to think for real, but yeah, we'll just leave it right there. The school doesn't teach you how to think, but let's just keep it at the focus. Let's focus in. So religion is or institutionalized system of practices, of religious attitudes, beliefs. Religious attitudes, beliefs, and practices, the service and worship of your God in your religion, because your God isn't the same God as every others. That's pretty much how you guys define it. This is actually, let me put on my next point, which is organized religion, which they are institutionalized systems of religious attitudes, beliefs, and practices. Organized religions, the biggest religions right now. I know y'all can name them. I'll name them for you, but I don't really like mentioning them that much. But because I'm mentioning religion, it is necessary. So I'm going to start. Obviously, one is Christianity. Okay? Christianity. And there's so many denominations of Christianity that, there's just a whole bunch. They all seem to want to believe in the same thing, that the Son of God, which is Jesus Christ. So we think, or we got the actual all supreme God, being that they're all supreme Christian God. Then you got Islam. Okay, that's usually for Muslims, typically. Then you got Judaism, Hinduism, Buddhism. And then all the other ones that follow suit. Okay, I'm not gonna name all the religions right there. You can find a list anywhere else. Just type in types of religions or list of religions in the world today. You find a whole bunch. Okay, there's a bunch out there, and a lot of denominations. Okay. Denominations denominations for religion are religious organizations whose congregations are united in their adherence to its beliefs and practices. So pretty much there's subcategories of religion. So when I say Christianity, there's different factions of Christianity, denominations. One of them being Baptist, one of them being Pentecostal, another one being what do they call them? Monomers? I think so. Monomers? No. I don't. No, not monomers. It's Mormons. I think that's what it is. What's going on? Yeah, Mormons. Mormons. Another one is what did they call it? The people that go to your house. I know their name. It's so obvious too. I forgot it. Yeah. I know it. I just had it. I know it starts with a Jehovah Witness. There we go. Like, those are the denominations. Those are the main denominations. There's SDA also. Those Those are all the big denominations of Christianity. So, but there's definitely a lot more that if you want to look into that, you can go ahead. I'm not going to bring that up. But that's pretty much what I mean by denominations. And even for Muslims, for Islam, there's different types of Muslims as well. So if you want to look into that, you can on your own time. But for right now, let's move on to what I was saying back to organized religions. There's a lot of organized religions out in the world, and a lot of them are pretty much how I feel about it. It's not helping the world get better. It's not unifying the world. The way these organized religions work, they aren't unifying nobody in the world. There's a bigger divide than I think this is probably the biggest divide we've seen with organized religion, with how the world is. And it's not necessarily, I get people who are going to probably feel like they're being attacked. I'm not attacking nobody's religions or beliefs or nothing like that. I just want you to simply see what I'm saying based on the condition of our world right now. Our world is in shambles. Let's just be honest right now. Our world is not doing good. It's not, and it's a religion plays a big part in that. Religion plays a really big part in that. Religion has not really helped us progress for real. Now, individually, yes, you can say that, but I'm not thinking about an individual. I'm thinking about the collective of people, the collective of information that we have now, the collective of the state of the world right now. And it's just everybody involved. There's a lot of people suffering under religion, under organized religion. There's a lot of people suffering under under this current regime as it is, the current state of the world. And religion has played a big part in that. Okay? Religion has played a big part in that. I know some people may not want to hear, but it's the truth. It's played a really big part in that. Now, of course, there's corporations and, quote unquote elites that were in the world and some just a little bit of other factors, but religion has been used to justify rape, pillaging, colonialism, imperialism, racist practices. It has pretty much birthed racism. It has birthed so many different harmful things of the world that keeps this world unsustainable, that keeps the state of the world under this current world global system that we have in shambles, pretty much. It keeps the people from not realizing that we are more than what they say we are. It keeps the people suppressed and oppressed and regressive, because the people are not actually fighting for what they believe in, really. They just want somebody else to do the work. That's what religion is. Giving is, for the main point of religion, that from what I've seen, is to pass off the blame to someone else. That's what happens in Christianity. A big part of it. There's a lot of things. I'm not gonna bash Christianity. I'm not gonna tear down everything that I know about it. I was raised in a Christian household. I'm not gonna tear it down because I know a lot of good people in that religion who still believe. So I'm not going against their beliefs. But I'll tear down a religion if I have to. It's just I'm more so attacking not attacking. I'm more so breaking down every religion and going for every religion that has played a part in how the way of the world it is today. It's bad out here. Not saying you can't see any good, but it's really bad. It's really hard to just ignore it. A lot of people participate in it. And it's something that needs to be addressed and talked about more. Something that needs to be understood by the people. At the very core, at the very base, at the very people who need this type of information, who need this perspective, who need to understand that the world is functioning terribly off of just pure pure chaos, chaotic events. I'm not going to say chaos is a really bad thing because chaos is balanced with peace, but not in this version of it. This the way how it's done. It's not balanced at all. It's just pure. It's way more chaos than there is peace. Because just looking at the state of the world with these artificial systems, these hyperinflated systems, these capitalistic, imperialistic, colonialistic systems that have been put in place and have been running its course to the very nick and cranny, to the very smallest parts of our society, to the grand scheme of things, they have played a really big part. They have played a really big part in how the world is unsustainable. Religion is really big on that, okay? Now that I've finished talking about religion, I'm not even going to be done talking about religion, but for right now, I want to get and switch things to spirituality. Now, spirituality has been here way longer than religion. It's always been here. For me to say, it's always been here. Spirituality has always been here. As long as spirit has been around, it's always been here. It's never not ended. Religion is just something that we decided based on our beliefs, not even what we need to do. It's based on beliefs. So, yeah, so religion. No, excuse me, spirituality. Spirituality is something I honestly, even when I was growing up, I've always been feeling like that's what I was. Like, even, when a lot of people say, when a lot of people say that they're very religious about something, I'm the one that I even remember saying this, like, when we was talking about, when I was having a conversation with fellow church members, they was talking about being involved in something religiously. They was giving off their answer. Now I was just saying spiritually, because that's what I felt like I was. I was spiritual about this stuff. And when I actually started to break down and I actually started to learn more outside of my religion, I started to see the world in a whole different way, and it got to me really well, because I now see, like, this is exactly the path that I was supposed to take, because I feel relieved and up, and honestly, I feel like this was made for me, like the spirituality. I don't, spirituality, it's tied to your lifestyle as well as your religion. Your religion is going to be tied to your lifestyle as well. If you're super religious, of course, but if you're just a casual religious, so there's levels to this. But for spirituality, it's always what you've been in, and it follows your type of lifestyle. Now, the type of spirituality you have is based on your lifestyle. It can be tied into your religion too, but for just to keep things a little more simple and more so talking about spirituality, it's everything that you do. And as soon as you wake up to when you go to sleep, everything that you do in between there and everything after that is spirituality. All of it. And there's a lot of things you can do if you feel like the religion that you feel like, if you're tied into a religion, and if you feel like it's not where you want to be, then you got to start venturing out. You got to start seeing what's out there. Now, keep in mind, there are a lot of deception, and there's deception, and there's also well, how should I say it? I don't really want to use that word, but let me just, okay, I'll use it just because I can't think of another word right now. And that word is, oh, never mind. I'll just look it up. Offhand or sketchy. There's a lot of sketchy stuff when it comes to, now I get it. If you've been super religious before, like I get it. Like I've been sketchy about a lot of things as well. But until I started to learn for real and started to break that barrier and start being more open to new information, to me, the information is technically old. It's ancient actually compared to religious texts and stuff like that. But the information that I was presented with, the information that I went to go seek, it's very old information. And it's very effective, and it's very helpful to those trying to branch out of religion. Spirituality is really good for me. I think it, like I said, it encompasses, spirituality is life. Everything that you are, everything that you've been through, all your experiences, everything is under spirituality. It's been here forever. Now, the type of spirituality that you practice is based upon your faith of whatever it may be. It doesn't have to be it doesn't have to be the upbringing version of what you think God is, or if you even believe in a deity or not. I for sure do, but I'm not in a way that that religion holds up a deity at all. So, if you want to branch out of religion, you got to learn what exactly that you like. You got to pretty much go taste testing, or pretty much see what's out there, window shopping, whatever term you want to use. It's just you branching out, seeing new things out there. It's like you buying new clothes. It's not really trying on, not for just aesthetic, but to actually practice in your real life. Now, I get it. Some people, that's what it is. Some people do it for the aesthetic. I'm so glad I brought that up. Some people do it for the aesthetic of spirituality, the type of spirituality practice. I'll just give you an example of spirituality because I've gave you examples of religion as well. So let's say you were in a religion, you wanted to branch out. Then you started thinking about yoga, and yoga became what you believe most into because it's about personal. It's about personal. It works with your personality, and it's also about personal achievement and personal fulfillment. Personal fulfillment within your life, and it makes you happy, and it makes you who you are, and it drives you to do better, to be a better person. That would be your spirituality right there. That would be your type of faith right there. So you believe in yoga because you've seen the progress. I mean, the progress and the results. You've seen the results of changing from being a super religious person or just a casual religious person to getting into yoga. Now, you can be religious and yoga. I'm just using that as an example. Like I said, some things can be intertwined, but you still have to have that fine line between spirituality and religion, okay? It's not always as simple as I'm explaining it, so I'm just telling you guys just so that you know. You can be religious and do yoga, okay? Some people, I've seen it growing up. Some people think yoga is, for Christians at least, they think it's devilish, whatever, this, that, and the other. Ridiculousness, honestly, it is. It makes no sense. But that's just the ignorance that is around a lot of the organized religions because they don't teach you much of anything. Even in the church I was in, when we was actually discussing something very important called fate. Fate, I think fate and destiny are the same thing. I believe so. But let's not believe. Let's just know. We can define it, like I say. The development of events beyond a person's control regarded as by a supernatural, that's his New Oxford, power. So the development of events beyond a person's control regarded as determined by a supernatural power. Excuse me. Now let's look up destiny. Destiny is the events that will necessarily happen to a particular person or thing in the future. So yeah, pretty much, this is fate, this is destiny. You can kind of see how those would intertwine with each other. Yeah. Regarded. So fate is not actually it happening because of it's not predestination. It's not determined already. Or actually, no, yes it is. This is what it says too. So fate, I believe fate and destiny are the same thing. So predestination, like you have a certain amount of things that you're gonna go through that's already been set up in your life beyond your control. So whatever you do, it pretty much just happens. We was having this in Sabbath school. We was having this discussion in Sabbath school, and we trying to figure out what's going on. Like, is God even real? If we have free will, it was free will or predestination. That's what it was. Free will. If God gave us free will, because we were in a Christian denomination, if God gave us free will, then it was debating between if God gave us free will, then how is it predestination, which is fate or destiny, that everything is laid out for us. If we have free will, we make our own choices, not that the choice is already made for us. Because that's what predestination, fate, or destiny is. The choice has already been made for us. It's pretty much like your parents making the decision for you to do this, and that, and you don't have a control over it at all. And free will is when you just get to do it however you want. Now, you can do whatever you want. We can do whatever we want, free will. But is there a problem with using the parent example? There's not a problem with them trying to guide you, because that's what they're supposed to do. They're supposed to guide you to make better choices, to become a better person. But pretty much using God as our parent, because that's our ultimate parent, as some may see it. That's our ultimate parent. So if our ultimate parent sets up our life for us to do this, and that, but supposedly said that we have free will, then we're not really choosing it for ourselves. We actually don't have a choice. Because if it's already set up, then we're not choosing, we're just experiencing it. Yeah, so religion. That's pretty much what religion has been. It's somebody telling you, or pretty much telling you how to live your life. And I'm not gonna lie that it has helped in certain ways, but I think that's just mainly my upbringing and how I was raised. Not necessarily because of the religion, but because of how they wanted me to succeed, how my parents wanted me to succeed, and how So there's some good things to take away from religion. Like even now, I can listen to some people who bring religion into certain topics, just as long as they're not doing too much with it. Just as long as they're keeping the message as relatable as possible without tying in too much religion. Like, I get it, but I also want to hear it without religion being sprinkled in there all the time. But I can still listen to it and take away from it. Because a lot of people do not even, in Christianity, a lot of people do not read the Bible. A lot of people don't read the Bible or don't even understand it for real. Because they weren't taught how to actually break down the Bible. They've got the childlike version of the Bible. They haven't actually broken it down to where they can understand it fully, to where they are supposed to be taught exactly the events in wow. Yeah, being actually taught exactly how you're supposed to break it down, or be able to think for yourself is what I'm trying to say. So spirituality, you get all the information you yourself. So let's think of this like spirituality with religion versus spirituality versus religion. Say we have a plant, we want it to grow. Religion would have you praying on your knees, praying that it grows, hoping that it grows, believing that it's going to grow. That's for the most part organized religion. That's for a lot of people would do. It's just giving their just giving, not even giving their just giving the just believing in that plant would grow if they don't do nothing with it. They just plant the seed and they just pray that it will grow. You know, it's got a little stem and whatever, but they're just praying that it will grow. Spirituality is making sure that it's going to grow, giving it everything that it needs to grow. You put a seed in the ground, guess what you got to do? You got to water it. You got to water it. It sprouts up. You got to water it some more. Now it's got some sunlight. You know, it's in some fertile dirt. I think that's what it is. Some good dirt, fertile. I think that's the word for it. I haven't been planting in a minute, so I have not. I think that's the word for it. So, yeah, spirituality would have you doing the work to make sure that plant grows into whatever plant it's going to be. Let's say you planted, a mango tree. You got to keep at it. You got to watch that mango tree. However long it takes, whether I honestly don't remember, a couple years until that mango tree will sprout its first mango or first few mangoes. That's what you got to do. You got to take care of it for that long, every single day, just watching over it. It is a process. That's what it comes down to. The process of what you want to do in your life, you have to go and work for it. A lot of people do not work for it, and that's why a lot of religion is this, because they believe that for religion, they believe that the work is not, they don't have to do the work. They mainly believe that it is that their God is going to do all or most of the work for them. It's not how it goes. You got to meet it halfway. You got to work enough to where you work 100%, you give it your all, and then you see the effects happening. But you won't see no effects happening sitting down, being lazy, or just handing off your power to a higher power. Handing off your desire to a higher power instead of absolutely getting it done yourself. Okay, you got to get it done yourself. Spirituality, your spirit, you got to get it done yourself. Whatever you're trying to do as well, spirituality is the way. Okay, that is whatever type of spirituality you practice. It is a lifestyle. It's everything that you do, from what you eat to how you dress to, well, dressing is more so the aesthetic of things, but even how you dress, but dressing yourself is actually a part of it as well. Even though what I meant was they make it the aesthetic of things. That's how people are stuck in like the aesthetic part of it all. Even in religion, that's just what it is. It's aesthetics and this, that, and the other. It's not actually breaking things down. It's not actually learning. It's not actually reading for real. It's not actually understanding for real. It's just listening to respond or clapbacks, or not actually taking in the information and applying it to their lives. That's what religion has taught people to do, just to not rely on themselves, just to rely on their God, and everything will be all right, even though the reward, mainly for Christianity, is heaven after death. This is not how it's gonna work. It doesn't work that way. Sorry, y'all, but you got to create it now. You got to do the work now. Don't just pass it off. You got to do the work now. Nobody's coming to save you. I get it. I'm not digging at y'all religion. Believe what y'all want, but nobody's coming to save you. Get the work done yourself. I promise you, you'll do a lot. You'll get a lot farther than you just waiting for somebody to come save you. You got to figure it out. I know there's certain instances you don't know what you don't know, but that's the thing. You got to have that passion, or maybe somebody is going to bring that energy to you to where you like, oh, maybe I can learn this stuff, this myself, this and that. You can't just go through life in autopilot. You can't just give your power to something else and not actually work and not actually cultivate your power so it works best for you and it works best for your community, your area, or in the grand scheme of things, the world, because you need to have an impact. We're trying to change the world for the better. The world is in shambles, like I said before. Let's get this thing working. To be honest, we got to do this for real. So, all that to say, listen, we spirituality versus religion, our lifestyles, all of our lifestyles may be different, slightly different, but it all comes back together. And to say everybody has their own way of doing things, of course. And spirituality allows you to do that. Spirituality allows you to do that. Religion, not so much. They expect you to do this, this, and this. There's a bunch of customs and practices that you do in religion, and there's some religions that are actually cool, but for the most part, in organized religions, for the most part, they're not really helping you. They're not doing as much as they should. They're mainly here to just help you live life on autopilot and give your time, your energy into something that really isn't benefiting you in the end. That's how I feel about it. I think I'm gonna end it like that. So if you really I just really wanted to break that down because I feel like there's a lot of people who believe that spirituality and religion is the same. They are not, and I will stand on that. Okay? But I want everybody, regardless of what you believe in, please respect other people's opinions, beliefs about what it is. And it's mainly, and I really want to get into that, but it seems like my time is coming up, so for me to end it. So I didn't even know I was going to make it this long, but I guess because I'm passionate about it. I'm really passionate about this episode. So maybe I can, I'm good. Yeah, this is actually the time where it's not so bad. So I'll keep going, but with the respect of things, with the respect between anybody's spirituality or religion. There just needs to be a fine line of respect. There's no reason to bash nobody's religion or something like that. I know you might have heard me say that before. I'm not being a hypocrite. Trust me, I'm not, because I've lived I'm mainly critiquing Christianity, okay, as a whole, not the people who believe in it, but as a whole, as what it's done for the history of the world and how it's impacted a lot of people. A lot of racist things has happened because of religion. Have you guys praying to the same deity? Have you guys praying to the same Jesus Christ? Now, I know there's a little bit of pushback in the black community where, Jesus was black. Absolutely. That's fine. But for the most part, there's still a lot of black people that still believe Jesus is white. I'm not going to act like that doesn't exist. It does. Now, Jesus was a prophet. If anything, if you're going to be like Jesus, I know if you believe in Jesus, then you should want to be like Jesus, which he sacrificed. And a lot of people do not want to sacrifice anything. A lot of people are really not trying to sacrifice for real. Like y'all gotta be serious for real. Why are y'all not sacrificing just as Jesus sacrificed when he was here on earth, right? Because that's who you want to be like. But I mean, I see how people try to tear down recent examples of people who want to be like Christ. If you want to be like Christ, then act like Christ. You see what he did? He sacrificed. We all got to sacrifice something to get where we're going, or for the greater. We all got to sacrifice for the greater good, but everybody has become so selfish. Nothing wrong with personal fulfillment and attainment, but you stepping over people's toes, or you throwing rocks and not hiding your hand, that's blasphemy. Sacrilege. It makes no sense. Yeah, so that is some nonsense right there. People need to have some respect. That's not what I was saying. People need to understand, like, you can't be like, you can't praise Jesus Christ all throughout your life and not want to be like him. What are you doing to be like him? Because he sacrificed for the whole world, as you believe, right? He sacrificed for all your sins, right? So why wouldn't you want to be like him? You gonna say the devil's gotten to you? The devil doesn't exist. The devil can't compete with God. He's actually a son of man, but you guys like to believe him as God because, like I said, I'm not gonna go into that for real. But as y'all believe it, it's like y'all hand the blame to somebody else. You're the problem. Don't be like you. I don't think you guys are acting like Jesus Christ. I'm just being honest. This is what religion is. This is why I don't subscribe to religion anymore. I may listen to it here or there, but I don't subscribe to it anymore. Spirituality is the way. It's always been here. And it's just the tools that you use. It doesn't really matter what tools you use. They all can get the same result, or the result that you're looking for, I should say. Just as long as you know what you're doing, Just do it properly, Spirituality is going to make you feel pain. Religion is just going to suppress your pain. And you need to feel your pain to become better, to evolve, to go in a higher frequency. But religion will more than likely suppress you, it'll dull you, it'll make you sterile. Yeah, make you sterile. It keeps you docile. That's what I really meant, not sterile. Docile. That's the word. I'm really trying to figure out, okay, yeah. I don't know, no, I do know. I've seen this. I've studied this for so long, so many years I've been into this. So many years I've been pulling away and gathering all this information. Spirituality is a beautiful thing. You just got to know how to cultivate it. Whatever spirituality that you're looking for, it's there. It's there for you. Spirituality is personal as well as a collective, but it starts with you. It starts with how you live. It starts with what you want to take control of in your life that you can take control of. And it starts with, and then after that, you can branch out. But it always is going to start with you. You got to be in control of your life. You got to be in control of your bills. You got to be in control of your finances. You got to be in control of your attitude, your mood, whether at work, whether in traffic, whether at home. Your home is supposed to be your peace. That's where you're supposed to cultivate spirituality, your version of spirituality. You're supposed to cultivate it in the house that you're in. And your house has to be peaceful. If your house is not peaceful, you got some work to do. You really got some work to do. And I'm also talking to myself because I got some work to do as well. See, I'm not just going to be blaming anybody else. I take responsibility for everything that I do. There's no point to not take responsibility. I need to take responsibility. This is exactly what we need to do as a collective. Take responsibility for our lives, take control for why the world is the way it is, and we really need to start looking out for each other. This is the way. Spirituality, well, you can practice all of that at home. Everybody needs to just keep their religion at home. That's a big thing. Keep your religion at home, keep your spirituality at home. It's not, just keep it at home, seriously. There's no reason to bring that into every situation if you're not willing to work with people of other different religions or different beliefs or systems or faith practices. Things that they apply to their life and that has benefited them. Everybody has had something that's benefited them, whether it be from religion, spirituality, something worldly, supernatural, whatever the case may be. Just don't bring that to like start bashing other people who don't believe in what you believe in. Let's just leave it at that. It's not that big a deal for you guys to keep. We should not be coming at each other's necks just for that. We really should not be coming at each other's necks just for that. It's pointless because it does not better us as a people. Like I've been saying, we need to take care of ourselves. We need to take care of our communities, our world. This is the place we live. We got to take care of it. We got to take care of Earth, Mother Earth. Okay? We got to take care of our Earth. It's not looking good right now with all the pollution and the chaos that's going on. It's imbalance. It's not good for us. It's unproportioned. Excuse me, that was my alarm. Yeah, not an alarm to say that I'm ready to go. That's just an alarm that I have. What? Oh, snap. I really do got to go. All right. So this has been the King Mullah TV podcast. I am out of here.